What's up, y'all? This is EG here, and I'm starting up this new series called Aaron's Point of View. This is the first episode of the series, and there's just certain things I really just want to talk about. I'm really kind of iffy on how much publicity I'm gonna do on this because I just want to have something to where I can have my voice, you know, um, on the internet, just so people can hear me speak and to hear about, issues I feel is real. Just being a 21-year-old guy, living in Indianapolis, I've seen a lot of stuff. I've traveled, and, I just wanted to give my experience on certain things, whether it's for good or bad. I definitely think this would be extremely positive because I think in our world, in our society, there has been so much misconstruction on what point of view people take, and I think it's pretty much 50-50, wherever it is, and sometimes it's just good to have another point of view. A lot of people see different people's point of views in different aspects, so I think it's important for me as a person to get my point of view out there on any situation, whether it be politics, sports, media, pretty much anything, travel, things that you just really want to try to understand. And that's going to be my point of, doing this point of view series. I'm going to try to get up to, I want to say 50 episodes or 75, somewhere in between there before I turn 22. I just want this to be, my growing platform of what I believe is, really interesting, something that I think should be, extremely interesting for, people who are my age and people who want to get into really anything. Some people just want that understanding of, where we are at in society with things, in 2019 going into 2020. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the hype. This is something that I've been a part of in terms of what people say the hype. That's the reason why there's, quotation marks around it. The hype is something that is not very helpful at the end of the day. So whenever people talk about, what inspires you, and we'll get into more of this now, but you can go on Instagram right now and you'll see a ton of people who are out there, grinding, working hard. They don't get very many likes or and I'm past this. I just want to let people know who may be going through this, and this is something that's real. I mean, this isn't something that is fake or something that is childish or kiddie. I mean, there are people who are really grown in our society that really may struggle with this problem, and this is something that I wouldn't say I struggle with, but this is something that has I wouldn't say bothered me, but has got my attention because it hasn't been so negative on me because people have always told me, you know, this is not a great thing to have, and I just want to make sure that everyone that is listening to this is understanding what I'm saying. So there are many people in the world, like I said, that work extremely hard and don't really get any notoriety, no credit. They don't really make very much money sometimes, or they don't have any fame or popularity. People aren't willing to give them the hand. And then there are some people who are really wealthy, you know live the luxury life, that don't work very hard. And sometimes it's something as little as maybe just encouragement to someone who is working really hard, that's not getting, exactly what they want in life. Sometimes people take that type of stuff for granted. One thing that I always like to say is, for me, when I was, 15, 16 years old, I was the celebrity of Indianapolis. I mean, I was it. That was my city. I mean, everything, evolved around me, which wasn't, necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but it was just the truth. There were so many kids that, I got every single day. I look up to you. I really appreciate you. You worked so hard, and I just want to be just like you when I get older. These are kids, that were almost my age. This is, when Instagram was starting up, I had a ton of followers, and everyone loved me. Every single day I was getting someone, trying to hit me up, or someone trying to talk to me about stuff, and the marathon just kept continuing, and certain things obviously didn't go my way. Nothing bad happened, just the supposedly, I would say, hype wasn't there anymore, and then now all of a sudden, all those people, and like I said, I'm still working harder. Or I would say I even worked even harder now, since the pool of basketball players got even smaller and everyone got better. I've worked even harder. Everything that I've done has put in more and more preparation, but obviously things didn't fall, into the correct place. Now all of a sudden, all those people that said they had my back, they want to be just like me. They love what I do, and they appreciate what I do. Now all of a sudden, all those people are gone. Now they're telling that to other people. I want to be just like you. Da da this, da da that, and like I said, I've worked the same amount of hard. I've tried to do everything that I could, but now all of a sudden, since they seek success, that is what they're drawn to. Now, what is this? Like I said, me personally, I really don't care. I'm past this. But what I am saying is that is not a great connotation to give to someone who is young. And like I said, if you want to talk about what hard work is, it's not success. There's so many things, think about it, there's so many things in our life that we work hard at that we're not good at, that we won't succeed at. There's some people who struggle in school and maybe getting a B minus in the class. I mean, you're not getting an A. Maybe getting a B minus in a class that you work so hard at is really important. Maybe that's what people need to be drawn to. Not the person that gets not the person that's a valedictorian at school and goes to an Ivy League school. Everyone loves that. Oh, they work so hard. That's so amazing. But what about that one kid who tried extremely hard? What about that kid? Maybe you can draw more similarities to that kid than the other one. Maybe you need to be hitting that kid up, telling them what a great job they did and how you really inspired them. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I think it's our society now. And now all of a sudden our kids are all, as some people like to say, hype beasts. They everything that they do is all about hype. They love they love what's popular right now. And and this is something that I would like to say I was a part of. But until I understood, this is not what makes them great, or this is not what makes, people want to always talk about, the great things that are in their life, and sometimes it's something just so much smaller. But I do believe that this is a real problem that I believe that we have to fix with our kids, and teach them not to not to be driven by success, but to be driven by hard work, and good decision making, and staying close to God. And you need to be, you know, I would say you need to really hone in on that instead of looking at everyone who's successful, because maybe that success is not sustainable. Maybe what they're doing is not the right thing. Maybe they got a lucky break. And maybe that person that has worked really hard, but it's about distincting stuff. It's about knowing what is real and what's not. Something that I know now that I didn't know when I was 16 is I didn't know when people were trying to get over on certain things. Now I could see it in broad daylight. Just living in New York for a couple years, and traveling around a little bit. I know when someone's trying to like that, like people say, get ahead on someone, or try to get over, or and that's, to me, that's the worst thing. But some people really go around doing that. And I believe that, other than, the major problems in our society that we're going through today, I believe that that is one. I believe that people do not know the difference between what is all hype and what is reality and success. For example, all these videos came out of Stephen Curry when he was, in high school and middle school and grade school. But my thing is where was all that at when he committed to a small college and he needed some hype, he needed some exposure? Where were all those videos at then? Where was, the aptitude to help his career go up? You had all the footage. He still went to a Division I school, but since he wasn't the Brandon Jennings of the world, since he wasn't the Derrick Roses of the world, then now all of a sudden all his what he has done and all the footage that you have declared of him, it doesn't matter anymore. But here's the thing. It's not even about that. It's about now he is the MVP of the league. Now all of a sudden everyone wants to get a pitch in. Oh yeah, I helped him out. Or I did his mixtape. Or I did this, I did that. But where was that at when I needed some exposure? You know what I'm saying? Where was all that hype beast, hype mode at when I needed some help getting, getting exposure of some sort? Because maybe if he would have gotten a better mixtape, maybe he would have been able to be seen by more people earlier because he's had a great career. Maybe he gets more offers than he did. I still believe that he did the right thing by going to Davidson, but maybe he gets more offers. There are certain things like that people think, oh, it's okay to do that, but it's really not. It's really not. But that's just the mode that in our society that we're living in, really. But this also goes into a lot of people and their relationship with people. There's a ton of people that go through school, and you see that, okay, they don't right now, they don't have much, but they work really hard in class, they're really sweet. um, they have good intangibles as a person, but you're going to go to the person that is very popular, that everyone loves. You're going to immediately flock to them. But then all of a sudden, once they get a little bit older, now they're looking for people back in the past that they didn't show any attention to, that nobody cared about. And then you're going to try to make an assumed assumption that now, okay, since they were, no, they're not the same person then. They've elaborated, they've grown. But that person that was so popular then, they're the same person from middle school. But see, everyone that is in and drawn into that, they all get into a pickle when they get out of school. Well, these people don't want me, and I don't know why. Well, because you were so indifferent than everyone else. You were not, thinking right. This wasn't a very good thing from you. You know what I'm saying? But that is the deal of it. As my dad always tells me, always search to do the right thing before you search for a way out. There's certain things that uh, I believe as kids that we really do. There is a real problem in trying to get things the easiest way, and that's not a knock on people. It's more a fact than a knock. There are people who try to do things a negative way, and that's not a great connotation for how you will be trying to grow as a person. You know, there's I'll be honest, there's really power in just doing things the right way, because I believe that if you do things the right way, you're going to get things that you want. You're going to grow as a person. And in reality, that's all you really want if you are a person, because you're not going to achieve all your goals in life. That's just not, I mean, whatever your goals are, you're not going to achieve them, you know, not all of them. You're going to achieve some of them. And that's just, if you're a person that has any standard of, the way of life, you're not going to achieve all your goals. It's something that just doesn't happen very much. And when you look at people who are successful, they make extremely high goals each and every day. That's just, like I said, that's just a fact. And, I think we as a society need to be able to make high goals, know that there are going to be goals that we're not going to achieve, and really be able to go after the goals and really to try to do our best to do that. But if there's a fail, there's no shame. I believe that in our society, like I said, everything is normally in our society nowadays. But it used to be a problem back then, but now it's even more of an issue. It's even more of a problem now than ever. And like I said, I don't really know why, but there's been so much negativity that has spread on the internet and has really gone to a place to where, okay, people are living through the internet, and they believe that their life goal is to hit 100,000 followers on Instagram, or to get 110,000 followers on Twitter. Like, there are really people that go out there and really think that way each and every day, and it's honestly, I believe that it's really a sad notion that this is what these people are living for. Like, their only goal is to get more likes, to get their like share to a certain number. Like, there have been so many friends of mine, like, literally, they'll unfollow me, and like I said, these are all going to be the same people that are going to unfollow me, and I see them at the mall or something, and they want to be all buddy best friends and this and that. But they literally, they unfollow me, for like no apparent reason. But I don't even really notice. You know, like, do I get mad? Of course not. You want to know why? Because I don't even really notice. Like, I'll happen to notice one thing. Uh, but sometimes I'll ask, like, did you unfollow me? And then sometimes I really don't even care. But it's just like, okay, like, and then they'll always say, "Oh, I did on accident," or whatever. No, no, you didn't. You want to get your follower share up, and like I said, that's all fine. But where's that getting you? Is that getting you to your goal? Like, are you going to become a more successful person because you have, you know, 100, what I'm saying, 100 likes on this photo, or 1,000 likes on this photo? Like, are you going to be able to really look back and say, "Oh, I achieved my goals in life because I had a certain amount of likes on an Instagram photo"? But that's what this entire episode was really made for. It's just all about the hype, the negative things that are on the internet, the negative things that are in our society. There's been so many things that I really believe is just being negative. Being negative is just something that is more of a way of life nowadays. I just really think that the negative the and that's the thing. People think that they're being so positive, but it's really more of a negative connotation of what's going on. But me personally, I believe that I've done my job, and trying to do things the right way and try to understand things the right way, and trying to really give people a it's kind of hard to really explain. I would have to say it's I would have to say that it's more of trying to give someone a proper reality check and what's important in life, and that's love, that's faith. Faith goes number one, then there's love, family, and things just go down the line in your personal life, and I just believe that if you're someone that has your priorities all screwed up, there's no way that you will be able to really achieve your goals and really be a great person on this earth if you don't put things into priority, because Instagram's going to go away. I know that. YouTube's going to go away. All this stuff is going to go away. Twitter. All this stuff is going to go away, but that's what you're really spending your life with. Some people are really spending their life trying to be something that they're not. Like, let's just sit here and be honest. Everyone loves Steph Curry because they think they could be the next Steph Curry. None of you kids are going to be Steph Curry. You know, None of you kids are going to have to go through that passion, because Steph Curry is someone that doesn't care about likes and all that stuff. But you guys all think, okay, I could be that person. Let's just sit here and be honest. No, you can't. That's just not really in you. But, like I said, we all want to be positive and we all want to draw things the right way. But I believe that there's a certain way you go about things. And I think in society, the only way it's going to change something is if you go ahead and you literally talk to other people and talk to your kids and the people that you're guardian over about, and people that you look over, about what is success, what is important, and how you get there. And I believe that once you do that, our society will see some change. And then once some change happens, it's a change-driven world. Just like anything else. Once something's popular, once people start, minding their own business and stuff, they'll begin to, just keep following and not have to, want to keep doing this over and over and over again. But this is EG here, and I just wanted to thank you for listening to my first episode called The Hype on Eron's Point of View. Please subscribe to my channel so you guys can get some notification bells too on this channel. Leave a comment to see what you guys believe in, and thank you for tuning in to my first episode of Eron's Point of View.